Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Anne Manera, and welcome to another live color along. Today's Wednesday, February 27th. We are coloring today, still from Color Along Volume 11, and we are going to be working on a grayscale illustration page using Oil Pastels. So this morning, I am using, as we get ready to wait for everyone to fill the room, I'm using COPPA Expressionist colored Oil Pastels. They're the same thing as the COPPA. Let's get Paisley to be quiet. Same thing as COPPA. What's the matter, Paisley? Oh, P. Come here. Come over here with me. Come here. Come. They're the same thing as the COPPA I usually use. This is a 36 pack, and I guess it has some different colors. Here, Paisley. Paisley's not cooperating with me today. What else is new? So good morning, everyone. Let's see who's here with us this morning. Heather's here with us this morning. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, Lisa and Cheryl and Alexandria. Welcome to Romper Room, right? Hey, Judy. Anna Robinson's joined us this morning. Alice Blakesley's joined us. Good morning, Karen. Why don't you guys switch? Okay, switch with your toy. Go ahead. There you go. See who else is here with us this morning. I think that's it, right? So, hey, Mary. So, for those of you that have the Color Along Volume 11 book, take a look at the Color Along Volume 11 Facebook group that you're part of, and take a look. I'm just trying to do a progress kind of check-in to see how we're doing with this book, because this is the first time that I have done a Color Along book where I have added some extra PDF supplemental packages where we've kind of learned a lot about different artists through history. For today's Color Along, there is not a PDF packet. The next PDF packet will be ready for Monday's Color Along, which is going to be on Impressionism. Right? I think that's what we're doing on Monday. Yes, Impressionism. So that'll be on Monday's Color Along. We'll have a PDF packet for that. And those PDF packets can be accessed on a page on my website when you click on Color Along Volume 11, and you will have to enter in the password that you've been given. So, and there's always, and anyone can join and purchase the book and join that group and get access to those PDF packets at any time going forward, because the videos will always be available. So, does that make sense? And if you have any questions so far about that, let me know. So let's give it a couple of minutes, because we're a wee bit early, as our friends across the pond would say, right? Take a look at the colors in this Expressionist set. I'm going to go get Scarlett something to keep her busy, because she's kind of a crank today. And we'll get started in just a couple of minutes. You still being a crank, hey, Skull? Go ahead. So the page that we're using today is from my book called Still Life Grayscale Illustration Book. And these pages were drawn in color with pastels. And this is the book this page is from. And what's neat about these two books, there's two books that are this style. There's Still Life Grayscale Illustration, and then there's Simple Objects. What's neat about these books is that there are pages in it that are full size, like this. And then there's pages in it that are a quarter of the size. So there's 4 to a page, which is the page we're doing today. And these books, I drew these books with pastels, colored pastels, and then I scanned them and turned them into grayscale. So they really allow you to kind of follow along with the darks and the lights in the coloring page, so that you can kind of, I want to say subconsciously, know where the shading should be, so that when you're coloring something that is not grayscale, I think that it kind of gives you the skill to do that. What do you guys think about that? I say that a lot, but I don't really get too much feedback about that, and maybe it's just my own opinion, my own theory. But do you think that coloring grayscale, whether it's a grayscale photograph or a grayscale illustration allows you to, or has helped you color a line drawing page better, or has improved your coloring skills. I actually just submitted, and it's actually live on Amazon, Color Along Volume 12. Can you believe it? Alexandria, can you believe there's 12 volumes? So Color Along Volume 12 is on Amazon right now. I do not have a start date for it. It will definitely be after camp is over, which will probably be sometime in May. The start date for Color Along Volume 12. The book, I wanted to just get the book up and on Amazon, and it was kind of on my list of books to finish. So I just figured I'd go for it. I was chipping away at assembling some books, and just wanted to get it going and get it up there. And then as far as what the theme will be and what we'll be doing, I'm going to I'll take care of that from now until then. I have a lot of time. So Lisa is saying it does, and she's referring to, does it help? I have no idea how to shade before. Lynn says it has helped, and I try to see the light in the dark. Yeah, I think it definitely helps, almost kind of as an, it's like a building block, right? I know, Alexandra, remember Volume 2 when it was just like you and me? Karen's saying, I think it helps with learning shadowing. Yeah, it definitely does, because you kind of know where to put the shadows, where the light source is coming in from, and just kind of going forward, right? Gives you kind of a better skill set. Alexandra saying, I remember Volume 2. I remember Volume 2 also, Alexandra, when it was just like no one watching, right? And I don't even know how many books I had out at that point, but the Color Along Volume 12 book that just came out this morning, or maybe it was yesterday that came. I think that went live yesterday. That is the number. It's my 180th book. So there's 180 books. I think I counted right. I don't know. The last time I tried to count my books, it was a total disaster. So I'm not really sure. But there's 108. I have 180 books now that include coloring books, journals, cookbooks, kids books, the whole slew of them. I guess, right? Is that how you say that? So. Hey, Bonnie Miller. And then there's 2 copies of every page. So that's Simple Objects. And then this book is Still Life Grayscale Illustration Coloring Book. And this is the book we're coloring from today, actually. This is where the page can be found. This was the first one. Simple Objects was the second one. I had a blast drawing these. I love drawing these. I could probably easily do 2 more of these books. So I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm on a book kick lately. A lot of books came out over the past couple of weeks. Simple Dog Angels, Simple Cat Angels, Dog Angels Coloring Book for All, Cat Angels Coloring Book for All, and the new Color Along Volume 12 book will have pages from those books along with pages from Dangles. What else am I working on? I am almost done with the spring camp book, and the spring camp book will have gems and stones, coloring skin tones. I actually just was contacted by Black Widow yesterday, and he's sending me some pencils that I can experiment with and demonstrate with during Color Along, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, Judy is saying, did you say Volume 12 is out? Volume 12 is out. Volume 12 is on Amazon, and it's on my website as a PDF, and I just don't have the start date for it yet, and I don't have all the particulars, but the book is out. It's a bright yellow cover, so it looks really cool. Sarah is saying Easter. What are we saying about Easter? Oh, the Easter book came out. That's right. The Easter book. Happy Easter. Been a lot of books. That was just like in a couple of weeks. And it was funny because I was talking to somebody. See, Paisley's really excited in the background. Paisley, what is up, girl? So some of these pages, you can color them with anything. I mean, this is kind of cool. I want to just kind of demonstrate, show these things. I colored these pages from these books with crayon, with markers. Here's one that I colored and erased. No, look at that. It's kind of, it's a snowstorm, right? Here's another one colored with colored pencils, some markers. There's also a step-by-step tutorial that's available on my website. I don't know if you guys were able to get that. Paisley. Come over here, Paisley. Come here. My dogs are a little crazy today. My apologies. So, yeah, she has a lot to say today, Judy. I don't know. A lot to say. Lynn is popping the link on for Color Along Volume 12. Thanks so much, Lynn. Hey, Melody. So this step-by-step coloring tutorial is on my website right now, and this is kind of a I was testing this out to see if I wanted to do this type of book, see if it was popular, about doing a step-out book like this. Excuse the color; it's in full color on the website. But it basically kind of gives you the a step-by-step of what to do and how to color this page. Here's another one that was colored with colored pencils. Another one that was colored with colored pencils. We did these during Draw Live. So this book was born during Draw Live. Another one with crayon. So it's just amazing what you can actually do. We'll put this one aside. Here's another one. I had a lot of fun coloring this book, as you can see. Because you really just, I mean, it doesn't really take much to really just kind of do the same pressure all along here, for example, and just to be able to get that shadowing and that shading. Is it a snowy morning for you, Bev? It's supposed to snow here tonight, I think. I'm really not interested in the snow anymore. I'm going to box it all up and send it to Melody. Melody's all into the snow. So I've got COPPA Expressionist Oil Pastels, and there's 36 colors in this packet. They do not have a point on them, so you've got to kind of improvise. But what a really incredible set of vivid colors. I always am attracted to that reddish orange. I don't know what the story is. It's got a few neutral colors in here, which make for really a really great way to blend with a colorless blender style thing. What else? The other thing that's in here also is a silver, which is really nifty. Nifty. What am I on? Leave It to Beaver? Nifty. Listen, I'm going to say this from the get-go here. This is a really let's keep this color along very, very positive. And if there's anyone that is in need of prayer, Sarah, I really appreciate it, and really my heart goes out to Michelle's sister. But we want to make sure that everything is positive. And we want to make sure that people that are attending this color along are here to forget the world. So let's make this an hour of, let's forget our troubles. And no matter how much pain we're in, no matter how sick we feel, no matter how sick everyone else around us feels, this is kind of our hour of, this is our escape. Our hour of positivity, escape, and let's just keep things really, I don't know, think happy thoughts, rainbows and butterflies, you know? So, I mean, I could go on and on right now about how awful I feel right now, and I'm not going to, and I never will while I'm live, because it's just not fair to anyone who wants to hear it. So, I will tell you this, no matter how awful I feel, how much pain I may be in, or how sick I feel, or whatever is going on in my life around the world, at any time, when I'm here with you for this hour, it is the most positive experience for me. So that's what fuels me to keep doing these. Maybe I'm being selfish, but I forget about everything. So it's an hour of just relief. So and I want to just kind of keep color alongs like that going forward too. We don't want to be, we don't want to talk about the bad, you know? We want to talk about happy thoughts, rainbows and butterflies for 1 hour. 1 hour, right? Think about Mickey Mouse, as they say. Okay, so my mom used to say that to me when I was a little kid. Think Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. And as I got older, I was like, it's not helping. Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck are now scary. All right, so Still Life Grayscale illustration. We've got oil pastels we're using today. And I'm just going to kind of be creative with the colors and just kind of keep it upbeat and positive with the colors. And let's start off with the one on the upper left, because why not, right? Let's go from left to right. My comments are going away. What happened here? See, Lisa's saying, don't worry, be happy and color. Exactly. Faber-Castell, only 12 colors. Really, oil pastels, Lynn's using those. That's really, really cool. Thank you, Cindy. It is. It's our happy place, right? It's our happy place. And then after that, you can just go do whatever you feel like doing, right? It's like you ever have someone tell you that you can only have 5 minutes to complain and then you've got to stop. Lynn says she wants my pink. This pink right here, this is a good pink, isn't it? Let's go with pink. Now, Oil Pastels. If you've never used Oil Pastels before, it's kind of like using a very soft crayon. And they blend well together or on their own. You can blend 2 colors together or 3 colors together. And I love using them on grayscale because it just kind of, you can almost just kind of like make a mess. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of comes to life. I blend them with my fingers. Cleo, I've been putting these pages on my website. And hey, you're welcome, Sarah. I've been putting these pages on my website as single pages, thinking that people would want to buy them as single pages, but no one seems interested, so I've stopped. You know, it wasn't really worth the effort. Sometimes it takes a little bit to actually kind of get the pages up there, get the information up there. Hey, Adina. So this one is called Dark Rose. This pink that I was using is called Pink, appropriately named. And I'm going to add some dark rose just where the darker parts of this are. So on this left-hand side here, and then here again. And I drew these pages with chalk pastels, but I could have easily have drawn them with oil pastels and then turned them into a grayscale page. So what ends up happening here is I have that kind of that darker section there, darker section here, because that's where the darks are in the page itself. And then when I finish the whole thing, I'm going to go back through with my fingers and kind of blend it all together. So let's see. We should put a, let's go with this lighter orange color here. Kind of a nice complement to that color. And then I'll find a darker one. With kind of like this reddish orange, I guess. Is it called red? Vermilion hue. What an odd name for a color, isn't it? Hey, Bonnie. What an odd name for a color. Vermilion hue. Why would it be called that? That's weird, isn't it? All right, and then I'm putting kind of a darker color here. Now, the other thing that you can do too when you're coloring grayscale is take a look at the shadows that are behind what's happening. And if you guys watched, do you guys watch the Jerry's Live that goes on a Tuesday night at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time? I always post it to my Facebook page. And yesterday she was showing a whole bunch of illustrations that she had done. But she's really good. I don't really know her name, but it was all about colored pencils. And there was one drawing, I think it was a flamingo. And I know Lisa was watching. Lisa, did you catch that flamingo? How she drew it on a colored paper, and the color of the paper became the dark background. So grayscale can actually simulate that. I'm going to put some yellow all in the background here. I'm not worried about going on the lines on the box that's there. And then I'm going to take some white and kind of go over, and you can kind of just clean it off. I mean, this has some blue on it, so I'm just going to clean it off with my fingers. And it's non-toxic. I mean, if you eat a sandwich after this and you get this oil pastel on the bread and you accidentally eat it, nothing will happen to you. I just would not suggest that you do that. I mean, let's not have an oil pastel sandwich. The flamingo was awesome, wasn't it? And I haven't watched the whole thing yet either, Dawn. But Lisa was telling me about, you commented about the VW bus. Is that what you commented on? That was so awesome. I saw a glimpse of it, but I need to go back and watch the whole thing. Unbelievable. She's really good. She's really, really talented. It's unbelievable. I would love to have her do something with coloring. That would be so cool, wouldn't it? And she was using a set of colored pencils yesterday that were, there was a link. There's always a link in her videos to the products she's using. But there was a set of colored pencils that she was using, and I thought that they were Farben. And in fact, they were not. And when I went to click on it, I forgot the name of them. Did anyone catch the name of the pencil she was using? They were actually only $24.99. Nothing against our Farbens, because I love them. But they look the same, you know? Yeah, they do have replay, Sarah. And you can go actually on my Facebook page and just scroll down, and it's there. You can watch it. But I try to catch it every week, but I don't seem to catch it every single time. To be able to actually sit at that time and actually watch. But if I can't watch it, I try to at least share it on my Facebook page. All right, so now I'm going to go back in right now, and I am going to blend this. And I'm just going to blend with my fingers. And I'm just going to pull that color from one side of the pot to the next. And it just kind of magically takes shape. Hey, thanks, Jennifer. What's the name again of the video, Diana? Or the pastels? What are we asking? And then here again. I thought I had paper towel. Oh, I do. My poor dogs are bored today because they're kind of limited with the backyard. Because we had a big tree come down next door, and there's a lot of sticks out there, and there's one section that they're not supposed to be in, but they keep kind of moving this little section of fence and going into that area. And I keep telling them it's dangerous, but they don't really want to hear what I'm trying to tell them. So we've got that. So that just kind of blended. And then this one, I'm just going to go up. Oh, look at this. I got a little bit on my fingers from that color. That's all right. Just kind of smoothing it out. A lot of people use oil pastels instead of paint. I don't know if I've ever really used them on, thanks, Sarah. I don't know if I've ever really used oil pastels on canvas. Have you, Dawn? Have you ever used oil pastels on canvas? So there's that yellow color there. And that's my finished piece right there in that corner. I just ordered the skin tones because Albert Jones from Black Widow sent me a coupon to use as a freebie. He's very generous, and he wants me to try them. And I ordered the light ones, but I can't find the dark ones. Does anyone have the link to the dark ones? I don't know what happened. This is just a purple color called purple. No creativity in this name, right? What's the matter, Scarlett? Do you have to go outside? All right, let's let Scarlett outside. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm coming. Oh, Mimi saying, thank you so much for opening me up to so many mediums. All I ever knew was to use crayons and colored pencils, and for opening me up to grayscale. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you so much for paying attention and being part of this. Has anyone ever heard of the I can't say that word, Sarah. Pencils may not be spelling right. Okay, I don't know what they're called. Has anyone ever heard of those? Luminance. Is it luminance colored pencils? What are Cezanne colored pencils? Karen's talking about Cezanne colored pencils. Oh, Alexandria, I need to send you the link to the thing about the water, the crystals. I didn't forget. Well, I did forget, but now I remembered. I did forget. When people say that they didn't forget, they really did forget, don't you think? I'm just going to add a little bit of pink to this. Oh, Alice found the link. Alice, can you pop the link on the chat box, on the comments? Thank you, Alice. Luminance pencils. I don't know if I've ever heard of those. I'm kind of a... I don't like... I don't know. I kind of have my faves, and I stick with them over and over. You know? It's like wearing the same shoes every day. I don't know what it is. Let's add some blue to this guy right here, because this is a really good one to add some light blue here, and then maybe I'll add some white on top of that. The other thing is that you can add two different colors together and they will make another color. So you could easily add yellow on top of this and it will make green. This color is very dark. It's called Prussian blue. Oh, this one's my favorite. Look at that. Look at the richness in that. I think I drew a lot of these live, didn't I? I think I might have. And now let's add this really light blue. This one is called pale green, but to me it looks like light blue. I don't know about you. And look at that. This is an example of how the actual light color becomes a colorless blender, and it's, look how it's blending that for me. So I'm just going to go with that rather than using my finger for this one. And here again on this side, but I've got to clean it off a little bit. And I guess I'll put some green in the back here. But let's take this color as a colorless blender, which is called Pale Orange. Karen's saying, I'm looking at the water-soluble crayons by Caran d'Arche. You know, the only thing that I have heard about those is that they have a really strong odor. Pentel Sparkle Pops, Judy is asking, do they come in a package? Yes, they do. Oh, right, Cleo knows. Caran d'Arche, they call luminance. Do you have them, Cleo? Is Michelle watching today, Sarah? Oh, the dark skin tones are not available. He must be selling out like crazy. I'm going to take this peach color, and I'm just going to use this as my blender. So rather than using my finger, I'm kind of just using this. And then I think I'll use a green back here. I've got this really nice it's called green gray. Scarlett's knocking on the door. Can we hear her knocking on the door? The other day they were outside and they opened the door to come in the house. And I was like, and is there a squirrel walking around my house too? I just need to let Scarlett in. They have different packages, right? Oh, they have them individually, Judy? Do you think that they have a strong odor, Cleo? I'm going to let Miss Scarlett in. Hold on a second. I guess there's a few different packages. I have the Sparkle Pops. I actually took them out of the package because they're like in a package, like as a package of pens, and I took them out to stand them up in like a pencil holder type thing. So, all right. So what else? What other color can we add to this? Oh, this also has gold. These also have gold. I'm not sure how much these were. I think they were close to like $30 maybe. But it's a really nice set of pencils, of pastels actually. Sakura products are always the best. I'm adding a little bit of gray here. And then I think I'll go with this very, very light yellow, which is called Lemon, as my blender. Now my background, want something that's going to make it pop, right? So we've got this dark rose color. I'll use that for the bottom. And there, see where it has the sections that are darker? Then that's where I'm doing a little bit of a heavier pressure. And then I'm doing kind of a light pressure there. And I could just leave it just like that, but let's add something else to that. I've got this color, which is called Rose Gray. What a weird name for that. I'm going to add it to that, to this. Luminescent Jerry's are $41.49 for 12, Karen's saying. That's expensive. Yeah, these are really nice, really nice oil pastels. Alice, aren't they good colors? Oh, that's right. Michelle Scott is in New Zealand, right? So this is the opposite time for her. How dare these people sleep through color longs, right? The neon Pentels are awful. You know, I contacted Pentel, by the way, to see if they could do a giveaway, and they are just not responding to me, so I don't know. I don't think I have enough Facebook followers. Some places want 10,000 followers to do giveaways. They're not all nice like our friend Albert Jones. Now this background section, I feel like it's screaming orange. How about you? Hey, Abby. I'm just going to do kind of a light, I want it to just kind of be a light background. So here's our areas where it's darker, the grays. If I really had my act together, I would have pulled out the original pastel drawings of these, but I don't really know off the top of my head where they even are. And then I'm going to take some white, and I'm going to put some white back here. And the white is going to blend it. So look at how that white is blending it. These work great for, now this would make a great landscape painting, like silhouette painting. Now I want to do that. Boy, I haven't painted live in a while. Thanks, Sarah. So that one's complete. Now this one, this jug right here, I don't know. I think it should be blue. This color blue right here, which is called cobalt blue hue. Cobalt blue. But I don't know what dog is behind me that is making that crazy noise. Paisley, is that you? So I've got a heavier pressure here where that dark section is. And then, of course, down here is going to be kind of a heavier pressure. And then here also. And then in the middle, we can do any color we want, because we can do whatever we want, right? And then I'm going to add some light blue here. And then I guess I'll mix that with my fingers. Mad scientist, right? I'm going to put something in the middle there. Maybe, oh, Dawn, you know what? You need to get in touch with me and tell me which video you need for those paint classes, because a couple of weeks ago, all of my groups that I had set up were deleted by Facebook, but I have the videos. So, if you're looking for the group from those paint classes, it's gone. It's crazy. I had a couple of people kind of complain to me, telling me that I kicked them out. I didn't kick anybody out. I don't know what happened. It was weird. It was like, I think it was during my Facebook hiatus. And it was just, they were just gone. So I don't know what the heck happened. But let me know which ones you need. Hey, Pam. So here's kind of a light blue. This is actually called pale green, but looks like light blue to me. All right, now, what other color for here? We kind of want to do the opposite, right? So we kind of, I think maybe some sort of a goldish color or maybe an ochre color here would look good. This is yellow ochre. I'm going to color that all the same pressure, and then I'm going to go back in with something else to kind of highlight or darken the other areas. So let's pull in maybe this yellowish color here, which is called lemon. Just a little bit, kind of lighten it up a little bit. And here again. And then we could easily take maybe this orange color, because it's got a good tip to it, right? Just kind of accentuate that little line there. Kind of blur it a little bit with my finger. Yeah, let me know, Sarah, Dawn. I don't know what happened. They all just kind of like, I don't know. Can I just say thank gosh for dry shampoo? Alexandria, never ever a comment I would ever thought I would ever see during a color run. What in the world are you talking about? Now, let's see what we're going to put in the background of this. Maybe purple, or kind of a light purple here. This one is called Light Purple. Imagine that. Looking for light purple. Found light purple. Maybe I should say I'm looking for a $100 bill. And then I will find a $100 bill. I don't know. One time, actually, I was walking through this parking lot. And I was thinking to myself, man, I could really use 20 bucks for something. I forgot what the heck it was. You know, we all have days like that. We're like, kind of short on that. Short on cash for something. And I was actually walking through the parking lot, and there was nobody around. And all of a sudden, two $20 bills flew past me on the ground. It was the craziest thing. And every time I go to that parking lot now, I look at the ground. Like literally, like as if it's really going to happen again, right? Every time I go to that parking lot, I'm like, maybe the $20 bills are going to fly by me again. It was weird. Here's more purple again. In this section here. And again here, kind of darkening it up. And then I'm going to pull up. See, I'm just kind of pulling up so that it comes up from the bottom type thing. And then I'm just using this, spreading this one with my finger, blending it. So it just kind of gets... There we go. Took a lot of effort. Lynn is saying, did you look for Alan Funt before you picked it up? Lynn, I'm too young to know who Alan Funt is. No, Candid Camera. Remember that? No, I didn't. But it was I did look around. And I thought to myself, is someone playing a joke on me? Is this like, I don't know what's going on. It was weird. But could you imagine? I was like, what else should I ask for? What else should I request? It's like requesting something from the universe. And poof, it's there. Here's a darker green, and I'm going to use my darker green just for this, kind of highlight these darker areas of this flower pot. And what other color should we add in here? Maybe a blue for this guy. Now, of course, if you were coloring the page that was a lot bigger, it would be a lot easier, but I thought we could use a challenge. I'm going to add just a little bit of color there. Not that much. And then I'm going to take my white, clean it off a little bit, though. Candid Camera. Remember Candid Camera? Do they have shows like that anymore? I don't know. I feel like I never watch regular TV. I feel like I'm stuck in the Netflix world or Amazon Prime. I'm watching Rectify. Have you ever watched something and you're thinking the whole time, why am I watching this? Bonnie, Bonnie's asking, what am I using to color with? I'm using COPPA Expressionist Oil Pastels. Oh, the show is What Would You Do now? Yeah, I feel like I never watched TV, Sarah. All right, let's put, how about this color, which is called, what color are you? Brown. Oh, imagine. Okay. Didn't think this was brown. I thought it was more like a brick. What would you do? Doesn't seem as funny as Candid Camera would be. I would be so mad if somebody was filming me on camera, Candid Camera, doing something like that. Or wasn't there another show with Ashton Kutcher that, here's Sepia, that was kind of similar to Candid Camera? What the heck was it called? It's on the tip of my tongue and I cannot think of it. And then I'm going to take this ochre color, actually this color right here. This color here. And use it as a colorless blender. I have to refresh my comments here. Alexandria is saying, do you have a flip through video of volume 12? Not yet, Alexandria. I have literally just finished it yesterday. I wasn't even planning on doing it yesterday, but I don't know why I did that. I was sitting here. I ended up doing it. I've got to do the video still. So there's that flower pot there. And then let's go with kind of a pink color in this corner. And I'll mix it with some white. Oh, punked. That's it, Jennifer. Thank you. Punked. I don't even know if that still goes on. I am out of the loop. All right. So there's those flower pots right there. And now let's see what we can put at the bottom. I think I'll go with maybe a darker green color at the bottom. This dark green. There was another Sarah saying when they have two people on the headset having you do silly stuff in public. Was the show you're thinking something like laugh something? Oh, I don't know if it was. How about that Ellen show where they, I don't know what she makes them do. All crazy things. She was playing music or something and they had to find like, I don't even know what it was, but I was cracking up laughing. I did see that. That was insane. Here's another green color. I'm going to kind of mix in with that, and then I'll blend it. Lynn, you posted that Friends bloopers thing, and I was, the other morning I was watching it, and I was laughing out loud. It was funny. All right, now the background. Let's go with some orange, which is called just orange. I thought this would be a reddish orange. But nice contrast with the blue. Nice contrast with the brown. And kind of I don't know what happens with the green. Maybe not so much, but kind of getting it to be a little bit darker there. And here also, and then I'm just going to go with lighter here. Now, if you look in here closely, you can kind of see that there's some dark sections, and that was because of the pastels that I used. Thank you, Heather. See? Yeah, it was hysterical, wasn't it, Lynn? I did. I laughed out loud. I was sitting here laughing all by myself. Do you ever watch something on TV or maybe have something happen to you and then you're sitting alone and all of a sudden you start thinking about it and you just start cracking up? Crazy, isn't it? All right, here's some white. I'm just going to put some white in here because I kind of want it to be a little bit lighter back here. Kind of a little bit of a scribble. And now I'm going to kind of blend it with my fingers. And that's it. The only other thing I could do is I could add black here as just kind of little frames. So I'll do that. Look how nice and soft that is. These would make cute little cards. Thank you, Jennifer. That happens to you all the time? Yeah, I like to laugh too. I laugh for every single day. Can beeswax crayons work as well? Bonnie is asking. Yes, beeswax crayons. Which ones do you have? I have Faber-Castell beeswax crayons. I love them. They're very, very soft. You could also use Crayola crayons. You could use Crayola Twistables. Miley doesn't like when you laugh like that, Chris. She needs to just like laugh more then, right? Sometimes when I'm laughing, my dogs do kind of look at me like, is something wrong? Is there a problem that we need to talk about? Do your dogs watch TV, Ian? My old roommate had a dog who looked like watching TV. Not really, no. They don't. I don't really think that most dogs can't see something flat, Sarah, right? So no, they don't really watch TV. I mean, they'll sit in the room and they don't really like when I'm watching anything loud. Those Faber-Castell beeswax crayons are awesome, Bonnie. And I think that if I didn't have oil pastels and I was going to use some sort of crayon, then that is the one that I would probably use. Lisa's saying, do they dry enough so that they don't get on your hands when you pick up the picture? Well, oil pastels don't necessarily dry. This is Lisa's question. Oil pastels don't necessarily dry, but they cure. Does that make sense? So they actually cure instead. Dawn is saying Crayola has a good gel crayon that is like the oil pastels. Oh, good to know, Dawn. Good to know. Thank you. We're going to be doing gel crayons. We're going to be using gel crayons during spring coloring camp, and we're going to use them for watercolors, because you can actually use watercolors. We use water with those gel crayons. So it will cure over time, which is kind of like how oil paint is, which is why I don't paint with oil paint. Because first of all, I don't like the smell. Second of all, I don't like that it takes forever. And look at this, I forgot a spot. I've seen a lot of video. I think cats watch TV more than dogs. I'm going to use this, brown again, in just this area. I don't know how I forgot that. So what other questions can I answer for you about what we're doing so far with Color Along Volume 11? So if you have the book, then you have access to the PDF packets. If you don't have the book and you want the page that we've colored, you can go to my website for pages other than today, and maybe I'll add this on here just to see if anyone's interested. And the next Color Along we're doing is going to be about Impressionism. So let's find that page that we're going to be working on. So we've already worked on all of these here. Let me just check them off so we can be organized in an organized fashion. Look at this, a smelly Sharpie. Digital coloring, that was cool, right? Digital coloring, gel crayons. We did stained glass the other day. That was pretty awesome. Here we've done oil pastels. Wow, we're like almost halfway through this book. This is cool. We've got Impressionism happening on Monday the 4th, and then on the 6th we're using markers, and I actually have a co-host on that day. Lisa Ackroyd is co-hosting with me that day. Lisa is also a comedian, so we're going to talk about laughing. I'm hoping that we're going to go laugh on that day. And we're going to wing it. We're not going to have a plan, right, Lisa? We're just going to kind of be a little impromptu, right? And then we've got just 5 colors coming up with this hypnotic page. We're going to work on gel pens here, and then on the 18th we'll have another PDF packet with Andy Warhol style. And I've chosen this because Andy Warhol is kind of iconic and most famous for his Campbell soup can painting where he did multiples. And then we've got watercolor pencils coming up on the 20th of March. Creating texture here for this page on the 25th of March. We're going to work on, we'll use glitter gel pens, and I'll probably take out my Pentel Sparkle Pops, and I'm going to try to get in touch with Pentel in the meantime, until then, see if they can watch. And then we've got colored pencils here on April 1st. Jennifer Baker is my co-host on that day. I don't know what we're going to talk about, Jennifer. What do you want to talk about on that day? The PDF for Impressionism, Judy, is not ready to upload. I will be working on that probably tonight or tomorrow. Let's say it'll be on there by Friday. I'm kind of creating these PDF packets as we go, because I want to see maybe if there's questions and what we've done so far and how far to take. I want to see how the group is going, and then I know how far to take it. I don't want to have too much information. You know what I mean? Sarah says, I hate Sharpies, but I have to use one to mark our barcodes at work. It makes me dizzy. I hate them too. Mick, I don't know why I have this open. Probably just to annoy myself. Let's close it. And then we have Mixed Media here on the 3rd. And Mixed Media is just using a variety of different mediums. We have doodles here, crayons, always my favorite, woodless colored pencils, and we're going to be using monochromatic. Hey, Mary, you're welcome. Thank you for being part of this crazy little journey that I'm on, right? Because I always think to myself, what an incredible, crazy journey that I really never even expected I was going to do. So we should all go to Pittsburgh to see the Andy Warhol Museum. Are you going to pick us all up in your Lynn Miller bus? Wouldn't that be funny, huh? All right, so what else can I show you guys? We have time to do a flip through of some books if we need to. I don't have any new books because I haven't even ordered them yet. But I do have my spring camp book pages printed out. We could take a look at that. So what do you guys say? I can take a look at some different books before I sign off, or we can end. It's up to you. Tell me if you want to see any books. What other questions I can answer for you. All right, let's take a look at the camp book. Let's see where it is. So spring camp it looks like it's going to be on April 28th to May 4th, but I need to double check the calendar. And this is my printed out pages that I have to assemble this book, because this book is a little complicated for my little head to assemble. So I end up printing them out like this. I don't usually do this for all the books. So we've got our first, here's the first page of the book with the TP as our logo. Nice page of color that's inside the book. And then we have a tentative schedule here. Don't hold me to these dates right now. Did you go to camp? I thought you went to camp last time, Mary. No? Do you have an alarm clock set, Cleo? Thanks, Judy. Judy saying she loves the TP. You know, so I just need to double check the calendar for these dates. But we've got blending and shading with colored pencils is going to happen. Then we're going to be using, and that's always going to be at camp, because it's kind of a basic. As long as you can blend and shade with colored pencils, you can pretty much apply that same technique and that same skill set to whatever other medium you're using. So I always like to include that in camp. And then we have gemstones that we're going to be working on, and we're going to use brush markers and colored pencils. And then we're going to be coloring skin tones, and we're going to use colored pencils and crayons for that, because maybe people don't have that. I actually have a set of crayons that are called people tones, which are similar to the colored pencils that Black Widow has out right now with different skin tones, but they're crayon skin tones. So I'm going to kind of bounce between the two, or at least demonstrate with both products. And then on this Wednesday one, I have scheduled abstract yay or nay. And the reason why I'm calling it that, my dogs usually start barking or whining just before it's time for you to sign off. Really? They usually are zonked out. They're both fast asleep right now. I don't know. Maybe they do. You know better than me, Cleo. And then, so yay or nay, abstract yay or nay. A lot of people don't like coloring something abstract, so I have some, or when it's really abstract. So we're going to take a look at an abstract page, and I'm going to show you where we're going to try to figure out how do you tackle that abstract page. Yes, Jennifer, Black Widow has 2 sets of skin tones, light and dark. Apparently the light ones are on Amazon right now, Amazon US, and the black ones are out of stock right now. But I have messaged Albert Jones from Black Widow Pencils to find out what is going on with the dark skin tone. So I'll be, stay tuned for more information on that. Then we're going to be dealing with pointillism with gel pens, and then monochromatic grayscale. Not monochromatic regular line drawing, but I've got a grayscale illustration page that I did. It's kind of a funky little page, and it's going to be monochromatic. And then we're going to use watercolor effect with gel crayons. So let's take a look at what we have here. Here's my supply list. Again, this is not a completed page. You could always use any brand of anything. So we've got colored pencils, gel pens, gel crayons, brush markers, crayons. I don't know if I've missed anything, because you can still do skin tones without having the actual Black Widow set of skin tones. There's still other colors you can use in a regular set of colored pencils. And of course, Albert would probably say to me, don't tell them that, they should go buy my pencils. But I'm trying to say that you can use anything, and that's what we're going to focus on. I will be using those Black Widow pencils. However, I will also be using other colors, because you don't really even have to have that set to do it. I mean, it's nice to have it, but for camp-wise, you don't have to have it. We've got blending and shading with this page right here. I thought it would be kind of cool with colored pencils. And then gemstones. Gemstones has a few different pages. I've got these little mini mandalas, and we're going to apply the technique that we're going to learn from this page, where we take a look at all of these different gemstones, these nine different gemstones, and learn how to color them. I'm also including the meanings of all of these gemstones, because a lot of people carry these stones, or they have these stones around them, and each one of them has their own little meaning, besides saying like, oh, I was born in the month of February and my birthstone is amethyst, or my birthstone is turquoise because I was born in, I don't know, what's turquoise? I don't even know what that is. So, but they all have all of these different things. So amethyst, for example, not only is it the birthstone for February, but it also has to do with faithfulness and love. So I don't know. So I've got gems and stones. So we're going to work on those. The next one I have is skin tones. And here's the page we're going to use for skin tones with just these little people. I am eliminating the features because we're just going to concentrate on the actual skin itself. And we're going to do multicolored skin, dark and light. Not all skin is peach. And I've got some other circles that we can kind of work with to kind of practice. So it's all about practice. Aquamarine. I don't know. Really. Is that aquamarine in August? Emerald is May. Yeah, I'm not sure. Here's abstract yay or nay. Okay, like you take a look at a coloring page like this. It's very, very abstract. Either your head's spinning or you're in heaven. And you're thinking to yourself, I can't wait to dive in. Or maybe you're thinking to yourself, where in the world do I begin? So we're going to take a look at this abstract page and figure out where do you actually begin and how do you make sense of it. And so that's why we're going to take a look at abstract. So it's abstract, yay or nay. Hey, Sarah's saying, thanks for always telling us about the newest mediums and then always telling us a cheaper product so we don't feel pressured. Hey, I don't own the expensive stuff. I can't afford it either. It's too expensive. It's not about an expensive coloring supply. You can use a stick set on fire, a charred stick, if you ask me. I would begin with the circles, Lynn is saying in this. Yeah, I'm not sure where I would begin. Would your eye try to find shapes? Some people do that. Some people actually take shapes and they make them bigger than they are. Maybe they would color this whole entire shape. Or maybe people would go really detailed. Jennifer's head spinning. Bonnie's head spinning. So how do you get your head to not spin when you see this page? And that's what we're going to do. Here's pointillism. We're going to talk about pointillism with gel pens on this page and really dive deep into figuring out how to actually make it look like it is shaded. So that's the pointillism page. This one, I'm sorry for this bad printout because look at this. Look at the lines. Diana was just talking to me about this, about the lines in the page. And apparently I need to either clean the print head on my printer or I need to put more ink in my printer. But I'm trying to get it out to the very last drop too. See, Diana loves that abstract page, right? And then here's a grayscale illustration page. And I don't know if you can tell what this is, but it's this imaginary city with this little car driving down the middle here. And we're going to use a monochromatic theme here, which means one color, and use it on a grayscale illustration page. So I think you can see it. I don't think everybody starts in the middle, Cleo. Some people start at the end. Some people start... I know when I'm drawing something for some crazy reason, I always start at the upper right-hand corner of the page. Why? I don't know. I don't know why I do that. This is what we're going to use for watercolor with gel crayons. Now, the other thing that's happening is just like the last camp book, all of the pages in this book are not found in any other book. So this is like having a whole new coloring book. The price is remaining the same for $19.99. We have a coloring challenge that's happening, and we're using a page from Cat Angels for this. So coloring challenge, and then activity pages, just like the last time. I'm not doing the daily color together because it was, or I have not set that up yet. Some people suggested that we do buddy coloring, and I decided not to do buddy coloring. Here we have activity pages. There's some different ones. This one's Finish It Up, and you basically are going to be able to complete this mandala that's on the left side of the page on this side. Have you ever seen these drawings? The page will be better in the book. Yes, Bonnie. It's my printer. I'm not printing them, so yeah, it'll be a lot better. You get to complete this mandala. Have you ever seen these where you actually can draw something based on these boxes? So this is a Finish It Up activity page. I have Find the Hidden Objects in this page, in this coloring page. So that's new. And then talk about make your head spin, a really, really, really complicated maze. Let's hope that I printed out the finished result, the finished piece. And then we have a word scramble. It has 20 words based on the word spring. And then we have our TP coloring page. It also has color swatch chart. There will be more of those, multiple ones of those, and a page for notes. That's it. Yikes, huh, Lynn? Maybe I should have a prize for someone that can complete this maze. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Maybe we'll do that. I don't know if I'll remember that I said that, but that would be kind of cool. Maybe I should write that down. What do you think about that? We could have an extra prize for everyone who completes that. Forget that maze. But what if I was going to offer you something really nifty? Why am I saying nifty today? I don't know what's going on. Prize. Maybe we should have a prize for completing this page. I don't know. I'll have to think about this. As far as giveaways, I'm not sure yet. I've got to organize that part of it. So this is really still in the planning stages, in organization stages. But find the hidden objects I thought would be kind of cool. Finish it up would be cool. Mary is saying, I agree with you, Anne. Nay on the buddy coloring. Yeah, we're not going to do buddy coloring. We had buddy coloring for, it's happening in the Just Color coloring group right now. And I'm going to tell you, there have been some problems. So I'm not going to do that. We're not doing that anymore. If you want to buddy up with someone on your own, that's fine. But I don't want to get involved with pairing people up. It's just too much. So that is what's happening with the planning of the spring camp book. This is spring camp. At least it has this folder. There will be 2 pages of every, 2 copies of every page. Bonnie's asking 2 copies of every page. Yes, there will be all originally drawn pages. It'll be for a week. We're going to meet daily every day at 10 a.m. It's going from Sunday to Saturday, which is why it'll be probably at the end of April because of holidays. What else do we need to know? It's structured pretty much. It's structured the same as before. I will be contacting different companies to see about doing giveaways, but nothing is confirmed on that part of it. And the daily color together, I don't think we're going to do that because I just feel like it. I just feel like it was a little too much. We will not be doing a t-shirt. What else? What else is happening? I make the decision on the t-shirt based on how many are sold. And to be perfect, I think there were only 3. So, do I have any other book to show? I don't have any new books that I don't need to, I'm behind on ordering. I need to order some new books. So, what time is it? It's only 10:58. Oh my goodness. Time flies during our happy time, doesn't it? You're going to skip the maze day? Yeah, the maze is an activity page. We're not doing that live. I mean, that would really be kind of like, you know, kicking myself if I did that live. We're not going to be doing that live. And that's about it. So, Judy says, I love the t-shirt, but I'd rather have the books. Yeah, maybe we'll do something, the journals. Yeah, maybe we'll do something with the journals instead. Some sort of community project. You know what? I think that people feel pressure to get the finished page ready for and submitted on a deadline for the t-shirt or for a community project like that. And when we do it for camp, it ended up being many delays because people would message me and say, I'm not ready. I don't have it yet. Do you think that I can have until Thursday? Do you think I can have until Saturday? And it was just getting to be like a constant delay. And I just felt like it was just too much pressure for everyone. So that's why I think we should skip it this time. We can do something else instead. Plus, I always have t-shirts on Amazon with other things. And I have, if anyone's interested in a t-shirt with their own drawing on it, own coloring page on it, we can do those too. So maybe I could offer those instead, where you can get a t-shirt with your own thing on it rather than a community project. And you could still order it on Amazon. So I still can do that. It would be crazy pants. You're right. You're absolutely right, Chris. Okay, my friends, have a great day today. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. This has been a blast, as usual. And I will see everyone on Monday for the Impressionism color along. Thanks for joining me today.